Stephen, always good to have you. Rain or shine, you guys seem to do okay. I haven't figured out an environment in which your outlets don't seem to prosper, although I'm sure there is one out there at some point.
Well, David, value never goes out of fashion.
Exactly. And I guess value is now what people are looking for more than they might have been even 6 months ago?
Well, if you look back 6 months ago, there was really not a lot of promotional activity in the outlet channel. So even though all of the famous brands that we sell were available at everyday value pricing, right now, if you go into the shopping centers, the name of the game is promotion. There's excess inventory from the easing of supply chain. We're seeing a lot of product coming through the stores, and the customer really gets the benefit. So what they spent perhaps last year for that same investment can buy many more units. So average unit of retail is going down in this inflationary environment in our outlet centers.
Yeah, I've been noting the inventory glut in certain sectors. Anything in particular, Stephen, that I might be wanting to look at right now that I can actually get a bargain on, given I can't buy lunch for less than $20 anymore?
Well, I would say athletic footwear is probably a hot commodity right now. Going back to school, the back-to-school sales is really just another holiday for us. And it's an extended holiday, too, because of how the cadence of schools opening across the country. And that's a really big time for people to start rushing back to our shopping centers. It's the middle of the summer. It's easy for people to get there. And what we're finding is the back-to-school promotions are really second to none, particularly in our space.
I love that David's able to get shopping tips from the Tanger CEO. I mean, why not, right?
Hey, I want to know what's on
sale. Me too. I love shopping, maybe more than David. I do want to ask you, though, about when you start feeling a pinch, or when do retailers who own their outlet stores, when do they start rethinking those footprints when there is a recession? I mean, if you hear about a retailer cutting down their footprint in their normal bricks and mortar stores, do you then think also that they start cutting back their footprint in the outlet stores?
Well, we haven't heard that yet, fortunately. So there's been, I think, going back as far as Q4 of last year, a lot of the big retailers, particularly in our space, have had big opens to buy and going after a number of stores, going perhaps deeper in our portfolio, expanding stores in our portfolio where they're successful, converting short-term leases into long-term leases. There's been a tremendous amount of activity and velocity in that regard. But fortunately for us, we're not seeing a lot of fallout, and supply chain probably has a little bit more of an impact on restaurant business, where a lot of the restaurants are probably finding it a little bit harder to get some of the fixtures. So there'll be maybe a delay in getting stores open. But again, not a lot of fallout and a lot of velocity, a lot of activity with new deals.
And I'm wondering what you're seeing in terms of your portfolio. What percentage of stores are actually outlet stores that sell markdown merchandise, as opposed to stores that are just regular stores that exist in outlets? And has there been any sort of a shift in recent years?
Well, I think depending on the market, I think that our shopping centers can definitely accommodate all sorts of retail price point. I think that what folks who shop outlets are coming for the value. They're the brands they love, the Nikes, the Under Armours, the Levi's, Ralph Lauren's, everyday value pricing against those categories. Look, don't forget, when there's value pricing in great brands, it's a great entry point for a lot of the consumers and a great customer acquisition for a lot of the retailers. There are some stores that sell more current merchandise and will sell full price merchandise in some of the stores across our portfolio. But again, those retailers tend to be promotional because they know that customer is coming there looking for the value, and they don't want to disappoint that customer when they get there.